Restoration businesses are some of the most valuable yet undervalued businesses in America. They're real, cash flowing, and essential, but when it comes time to sell, they're lucky if they get 8x EBITDA. Meanwhile, tech companies with a intangible product, negative cash flows like Uber, Facebook, ServiceTitan, and even Albi are getting 10 to 15x revenue multiples. Why? Because tech companies are very scalable. Their margins are really great. You're selling a product that you build once and then you could sell to unlimited amounts of people. The operations are automated and the valuations are tied to growth and future impact. I know both of these industries really well because I own both a restoration company and I'm a CEO of a software company. But what happens when you build a restoration company like a tech company? You get a $19 million valuation on $1 million of EBITDA, like this one restoration company that I know. In this video, I'm gonna unlock the ultimate value creation playbook within restoration and what that one restoration company is onto that nobody else in the industry is doing. Let's dive in. In order to fully grasp this narrative, we must first understand how companies trade. And typically companies trade on a multiple of something. So restoration companies, for example, currently trade between 3 to 8x EBITDA, which is basically net profit. So a company doing about $2 million of net profit can sell somewhere between $6 million and $16 million, depending on the buyer and so on and so forth. A tech company, for example, sells for a multiple of reoccurring revenue. So if a company does $10 million of annual reoccurring revenue, they will sell for 10 to 15 times that, or $100 to $150 million. Now, what I'm realizing within the markets is there is a problem with the tech bubble. And that's a lot of tech companies are not very liquid and they've been struggling because they paint this pipe dream of IPO, but we've only had about 3 to 4 IPOs in the past couple of years. And what I've seen is there's a shift in the markets. And there's a lot of people with money and a lot of investors that have started shifting away from tech companies and starting valuing the blue collar industries as more attractive. And what happens is when there's more demand for companies and a finite supply, you'll see the multiples go up. So if you start seeing there's a trend towards the unsexy industries, Warren Buffett's buying truck stops and real world small businesses. Cody Sanchez launched the book Main Street Millionaire, and she's talking about liquid gold and porta potty businesses and laundromats. But now there is some risk to restoration companies, right? The revenue is not very repeatable. It's very hard to scale a restoration company compared to a tech company because you have to hire that much labor force and a lot more people. But what if there was a blend of both? What if you can create a tech-enabled restoration company where there's some of that repeatable, scalable processes in place that could actually make you do a lot more revenue with less employees? Now that is something that Warren Buffett and Cody Sanchez would go bananas for. And when people go bananas for it, they start clamoring for it and the multiples go up. And that's exactly what happened to the restoration company that I was telling you about. Now, let's dive into what tech-enabled actually means, because a lot of you guys will be like, well, of course, I'm tech-enabled. I use QuickBooks Online, Encircle, and Dash, right? And it's like, tech enablement doesn't necessarily mean that you adopt technology and you actually utilize simple technology like CRMs and field service management. And heck, I would love for you to use Albi every day and for me to say that your business valuation is going to go through the roof with Albi alone, but it's not just implementing tech. For a company to be truly tech-enabled and command that higher multiple, it must really have best-in-class margins and scalability and repeatability by implementing that tech. So for a restoration company, it would look like a company that's been growing 20% year over year for the past 10 years in a row with a 30% margin. And that 30% margin is because they've been able to cut out a lot of overhead by implementing technology and having existing employees do more with less. You do this by replacing tedious workflows with technology. And the only reason Albi is the only tech that could help you is because Albi is an open API platform that's a central source of truth. So all of your data is in one place and you could supercharge it. A lot of the other technology solutions on the market, like Dash, PSA, Accelerate, and so on and so forth, they have closed off APIs. So while there is tech and you could actually use it, you can't supercharge it with what I'm about to tell you next. By open API, I essentially mean that the app can talk to any other app out there in the universe, and you can connect a bunch of things together. So if something like Albi is your engine, AI is essentially like your supercharger. It automates all those annoying, boring, tedious tasks that people don't want to do in the first place, and it supercharges your production output. A couple of use cases for how you can start increasing operational efficiency utilizing AI is creating a bot that could audit all of your job files. No employee wants to audit the job files anyway for all the completion and photos and files and everything like that. But essentially, every single 24 hours, you can hit an API call to Albi, pull it into this AI bot, have the AI bot look over all those files, and then spit back out to your employees the files that are falling behind completion. This could help you ensure that you're staying on top of your files, staying on top of your receivables, and everything is hitting the cost controls that you set. And this helps you become more efficient because you don't have to pay somebody to actually do that. And anyway, if you're paying somebody to do it, chances are they're not doing it in the first place because it's boring. On the revenue side, I actually created this AI bot that's basically pulling all the activities of salespeople and all the projects that got created from salespeople and creating a weekly scorecard and a coaching cadence for those specific salespeople. And it's coming up with insights out of that we can then use to coach these people. Hey, look, you haven't visited Miss Jones's office. Last time you talked about this. Maybe try to talk about this to Miss Jones instead. Missed calls are also very costly, and hiring somebody to handle all those missed calls is a non-efficient way to handle that use case. But there's apps like Distance AI, for example, that are AI phone answering services that answer those missed calls and then actually route them and dispatch them for you. And then lastly, there's so many follow-ups that you could have an AI agent or an AI bot do that eliminates the need for those humans to do these specific things. And think about it, across these 4 core verticals, there's at least 6 to 10% of your revenue that's going there. So the way to build a tech-enabled company is to actually replace those specific workflows with these AI agents that cost hundreds, and that is scalable, repeatable, happens 24/7, and no matter how many jobs you feed to these AIs, they will actually be able to keep up. So by this point, I hope you get the concept, but how do you actually implement it? Well, first of all, comment below, and I'm more than happy to walk you through, and I'll probably be doing a workshop or something like that on this in more depth. But there are 2 primary tools that I think you could use to start making your restoration business more tech-enabled, and that is Gumloop and N8N. The way these apps work is there's a trigger that happens. So think of a new project created within Albi or a new note added or a new file, and then that trigger can send an action to this AI, and you could program a prompt into that AI. So for example, trigger, new project comes in, hey AI, make sure all the fields are filled out, right? So it's kind of the same thing if you were to dump a spreadsheet into ChatGPT, but you're automating that over and over again. And the third component that they have is this thing called memory, where the AI learns from the task before and so on and so forth. And then the next thing that the AI does is there's an action. So it could send an email, it could send a text message and such. So essentially, the trigger, new project created, take it through a prompt in ChatGPT, look over this project data. These are the standards of compliance that I need. I need to make sure all this information is filled out. And then the output is, if the compliance is not hit, send out an email to the project manager and let them know the compliance is not hit. That'd be a full use case on that specific part. And you could build this all out in Gumloop or N8N and build all these workflows and all these little agents that are basically specialized in different things. We even built an agent that takes a estimate from an insurance adjuster, let's say State Farm Farmers, and then we upload an Xactimate estimate PDF, and it goes in and looks through all those different things. Think about how much time it used to take to print off the State Farm estimate and then print off the estimate from your project manager and go through and highlight every single item and think of the differences and then type up a concise email on those differences. AI could actually change that automatically for you. And the best part, N8N doesn't cost a whole ton. We're talking about hundreds of dollars a month. You can get 10 plus virtual agents that supercharge your entire operation. Now look, I know we got very tedious and very into the weeds, but zooming back out, this isn't a pipe dream. Literally, this restoration company commanded a 19x multiple because they painted a picture of a tech-enabled restoration company. Why? Because tech-enabled means that it's scalable and automated, and it makes a restoration company look a lot more like a software company. They're not building a software company. They're building a modern restoration company that scales and acts like a software company. Now, here's the deal, landing the plane. If you own a restoration company right now, don't sell it yet. Automate it, tech-enable it, and then sell it in the future, because you will be able to command a much stronger multiple. Transform it, automate it, and productize your ops. And if you really still are skeptical and don't believe me, in the link below, I put up this directory of 82 other companies that are creating tech-enabled AI solutions in the services world, and they're commanding similar multiples to the company that I just told you. And if you look, the restoration company on there, even though I can't publicly disclose it to you, is on that specific list. There's a new wave of wealth that is being built within the restoration industry over the next decade, and it is going to be absolutely bananas. If you're a restoration industry owner ready to build incredible wealth, this channel is for you. Hit that subscribe button and comment below the #1 takeaway you had from this video. If you want to see how Albi can help you grow and scale your tech-enabled company, let us know in the comments below and we'll get right in touch with you. And if you're curious, you could always reach out directly to me as well. In the comment below, I'll drop my email. The built world is changing. You in?